Welcome to Reddit family. Ever felt like your family took you for granted one too many times? This story is from Reddit, about a man who spent years being the responsible one, until his family pushed him too far. It's a tale of favoritism, hard choices, and finding the courage to walk away. Stick around, because this one might hit close to home. Let's call him Nathan. He's 28, a freelance programmer living in a small town in Georgia, the kind of place where the air smells like pine and everyone gathers at the diner on Sundays. Nathan's a twin, and growing up, he and his brother Caleb were as different as night and day. Caleb was the golden child, athletic, charming, the kid who could do no wrong in their parents' eyes. He was the star of the high school football team, always surrounded by friends, always the center of attention. Nathan, on the other hand, was the quiet one. He loved books, computers, and fixing things. Whether it was a broken radio or a crashed laptop, he didn't mind being in the background, but he always knew he was second in his parents' hearts. Nathan's family wasn't perfect, but they had their moments. He remembers summer evenings in the backyard, his dad grilling burgers while his mom set the table, Caleb running around with a football while Nathan sat on the porch, tinkering with an old computer his dad had brought home from work. He remembers the time Caleb broke his arm falling off a bike, how Nathan stayed up all night, keeping him company, telling him stories to distract him from the pain. And he remembers the little things, like how his parents always clapped louder at Caleb's games than they did at Nathan's science fairs, how they'd buy Caleb new cleats while Nathan got hand-me-down sneakers. It wasn't that Nathan resented Caleb. He loved his brother, but the favoritism stung, even if he never said it out loud. Fast forward to 2024. Nathan and Caleb both graduated college on the same day. Caleb with a business degree, Nathan with a computer science degree he'd earned while working freelance since he was 16. Nathan had been smart with his money, saving every penny from his coding gigs, building a nest egg that made him feel secure. He wasn't rich, but he was comfortable, and he was proud of what he'd built on his own. Graduation was supposed to be a big day for the family, a moment to celebrate both twins. The day after the ceremony, their parents threw a party at the house. Nathan showed up in a button-up shirt, expecting a day of laughter and maybe a pat on the back. Instead, he got a shock he'd never forget. Halfway through the party, Nathan's dad called everyone outside. "We've got a surprise for Caleb," he announced, grinning ear to ear. He handed Caleb a set of keys, and there it was, a shiny black Ford Mustang, parked in the driveway with a big red bow on top. Caleb went wild, jumping up and down, hugging their parents, like they'd just given him the world. Nathan clapped along with everyone else, happy for his brother, but a small part of him wondered, what about me? He didn't expect a car. That wasn't his style. But maybe a watch, a card. Even a "we're proud of you" would have been nice. Then his mom walked over, her smile too bright, and handed him an envelope. "This is for you, Nathan," she said. He opened it, expecting something thoughtful. Instead, it was a bill, a long list of numbers, debts, and final totals. Nathan stared at it, confused. "What is this?" he asked. His mom's smile didn't waver. "It's only fair. Nathan, you've been working for years, saving up. It's time for you to help out the family. Caleb doesn't have anything saved yet. He'll need help getting started. But you're responsible. You've got money. This is just a small way for you to contribute." Nathan felt his blood run cold. They weren't giving him a gift. They were handing him their debt, expecting him to pay for their mistakes, while they rewarded Caleb with a car. He looked at Caleb, hoping for some kind of reaction. Maybe a little guilt. Maybe, this isn't right. But Caleb just shrugged and said, "Come on, man. You always say you don't care about money." That was it. Nathan took a deep breath, folded the bill, and slid it back into the envelope. "Thank you for this," he said, his voice steady. "It's a real eye-opener." His mom beamed, thinking he was on board. "I knew you'd understand," she said. Nathan smiled back, but inside, he'd made his decision. He went to his room, packed a bag, and walked out the door. He didn't yell, didn't argue. He just left. They didn't try to stop him. They didn't even realize what he was doing. Not yet. 2 weeks later, Nathan was staying at a small Airbnb in a coastal town in Florida, trying to figure out his next move. His phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Calls, texts, voicemails from his parents, Caleb, even his aunt. At first, they were casual. "Hey, Nathan, just checking in. Then they got insistent. Why aren't you answering? We need to talk. Then desperate. Please, Nathan, we didn't mean it like that. Just call us back. But Nathan didn't. For the first time in his life, he was putting himself first. He blocked Caleb's number after a particularly smug message. Dude, stop being dramatic. Just come back already. Then his mom tried a new tactic. Nathan, sweetheart, we're struggling, you know. We've always supported you. Can't you help us out a little? That was rich, coming from the woman who'd handed him a bill instead of a congratulations. By the third week, the real panic set in. Nathan got an email from his dad. Subject line, please read this. It said, Nathan, we're in trouble. We took out loans. We can't pay back. We thought we could handle it, but things are getting worse. Caleb doesn't have the means to help, and we thought you wouldn't mind. You've always been so independent, so responsible. We misjudged the situation, and we're sorry. Please, at least call us back. Nathan stared at the email, feeling a mix of anger and vindication. They weren't sorry for how they treated him. They were sorry he'd left, and now their golden child couldn't fix their problems. For years, they had favored Caleb, given him everything, made excuses for him, while expecting Nathan to be the responsible one. And now, when their choices caught up to them, who did they turn to? Nathan closed the email without replying. A few days later, Nathan got a call from his Aunt Karen, the family peacemaker. He hesitated, then picked up. Nathan, can we talk? She asked, her voice soft. About what? He said, keeping his tone level. Your parents are worried about you. And Nathan scoffed. I think they're more worried about themselves right now. There was a long pause. Please don't be like this, she said. They made a mistake. They thought you'd understand. They didn't mean for things to go this way. Nathan took a deep breath and asked the question that had been burning in his mind. Why? Aunt Karen, why did they buy Caleb a car if they're struggling? If they're in debt, how could they think that's okay? She was quiet for a moment, then said, I don't know. Nathan, they always wanted to give Caleb the best. They thought it would be a good way to celebrate his graduation. They never imagined you'd leave over it. Nathan shook his head. And what about me? What did I get for graduating? A bill for their debt. It's not about the car. It's about respect. It's about how they've treated me all these years. Always putting Caleb on a pedestal and expecting me to take care of everything else. Aunt Karen sighed. They didn't know how to show you they were proud of you. Nathan, but they were wrong, and they regret it. Nathan wasn't sure he could believe that. If they want to fix things, he said, they need to prove it. This can't just be another excuse. A week later, Nathan got a call from Caleb. Nathan, I'm sorry, Caleb said, his voice shaky. Things got worse. Mom and Dad didn't listen. I tried to talk to them, but they're stubborn. They kept insisting they'd manage, but now they've had to sell the car. Nathan's heart sank, but a part of him felt vindicated. They sold the car, he repeated, his voice cold. Yeah, Caleb said, his voice cracking. They had no choice. The bills piled up, and we couldn't keep up with the payments. It's gone, Nathan. Nathan leaned back in his chair, a rush of satisfaction washing over him. They'd chosen Caleb, handed him a car, thrown Nathan's efforts in his face. And now, with all their mistakes catching up, they were losing it all. You didn't have to lose the car, Nathan said, his words sharp. You should have known this would happen. They always expect me to clean up their mess. But this time, I wasn't there to pick up the pieces. Caleb started crying. But Nathan didn't offer comfort. Maybe it's a lesson they needed to learn the hard way, he said coldly. If they'd been a little more thoughtful, they wouldn't be in this situation now. He hung up. The satisfaction of finally breaking free settling in. A few days later, Nathan's mom called from an unknown number. Nathan, please, can you just hear us out? She said, her voice desperate. We know we messed up. We never should have put all that pressure on you. We should have been better. We're so sorry. Please come back. We'll fix everything. Nathan let the silence stretch out. You're sorry, he said, sarcasm dripping into his words. You're sorry for what? Exactly. Buying Caleb a car while I was left to handle your mess? Or are you sorry because you had to sell it? There was silence on the other end. We never meant for things to get this bad, she said, her voice breaking. Please, just come back. We'll do whatever it takes to make it right. Nathan's dad came on the line. Please, son, we were wrong. We never meant to push you away. Nathan let out a low laugh. You didn't push me away. You kicked me to the curb. I'm not coming home. You made your choices. And now you're living with the consequences. I'm not here to clean up your mess anymore. He hung up, the weight of years of resentment finally lifting off his shoulders. Weeks passed, and Nathan didn't hear from them again. The silence was freeing. He kept working, growing his freelance business, enjoying the peace he'd fought so hard for. Then one afternoon, a package arrived from his parents. Inside was a handwritten letter. Nathan, we don't expect you to forgive us. We know we hurt you. And we've realized we've lost something far more important than a car. We're sorry. And we'll always love you, even if you never come back. Nathan read the letter twice, feeling nothing. It wasn't enough. He threw it in the trash without a second thought. He'd received a few texts from Caleb, apologizing for being caught in the middle. But Nathan ignored them too. Life went on, and for the first time, it was on his terms. At the end of the day, Nathan made a bold choice. He stopped letting his family's actions dictate his worth. It wasn't easy, but by walking away, he took control of his own future. It's a hard truth, but sometimes the most important relationship you can nurture is the one with yourself. What do you think? Was Nathan right to leave, or should he have given his family another chance? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. If you want more stories like this, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out.